Just want to let you lot know that if you're watching this clip on the Fozcast YouTube channel, the full episode is now available to watch exclusively on Spotify, and it's free. Come on.
And I wanted Newcastle to happen so much, like just to be part of it and like be part of the city, and just every time you play at St James's, it's like
isn't it?
It's like top place to play football. So I think I wanted it to happen that much. I've been peppering my agent. So like when it actually happened, I was on holiday. I missed 3 calls from him. But then when you've seen 3 missed calls, you're like,
it's happening. Yeah, it's happening.
It's like, if this isn't it, like I'm gonna make it. Like, so they said basically like book your flight. Like, so I remember that she flew in, done my medical, had a day in Newcastle, and then flew back out on holiday. So I was in and out. Yeah, so. That was it done. What was
you when you say about the atmosphere? Then I'm with you. I think St James's, when it's popping, is probably one of the best atmospheres I've ever played in. To be honest with you, is that something that you were obviously you're playing for the home team, so you get to see it most weeks? Were you surprised by it still, or was it like, this is what I came for?
Is it different for a home player versus an away player?
Oh,
so St James's, obviously the noise is the same, but it must be a mentality thing, right?
For sure.
Yeah, because when you're facing the noise and there's opposition player and they're coming down the hill at you, it's like non-stop, isn't it? Like you just feel like it never stops. Obviously for me at Burnley, it's not like a massive game like for Newcastle, and the atmosphere was like top end always. Like I remember playing there, and I remember when I hadn't played there, wanting to play there because you've seen it on TV or whatever. So when it's on your side, I think I was just like excited about it because obviously the lads speak about it, and also there was such a buzz around the city anyway coming into the season starting. Like the first game we had 2 friendlies the week before first game of the season. They were both sold out, like friendlies 50,000.
Mad, isn't it?
And then for first game Nottingham Forest, you knew it was going to be.
Yeah, well, Newcastle, remember back in the day, like Michael Owen signing and stuff, and they were fans everywhere inside the stadium. Shearer, all that. They're just absolutely bonkers. Can you explain quickly what down the hill means? Because I think there's probably a lot of football fans. If you haven't been to St James's Park, won't understand what down the hill means.
Yeah, so it's just a slope, basically.
It is a slope, isn't it? A genuine slope.
Like we were talking about wind earlier, weren't we? Like on TV, it doesn't even get a second look.
Yeah.
No one even would mention it, would notice it. But yeah, that's it.
I've never heard that before.
You've not heard the slope?
Mate,
never heard. And I've been a few times.
Yeah.
There's I don't know what it is, but I'm sure it's something like a metre or 2 meters or something like that from one end to the other.
But when the pitch is so flat, like Sunday League level, you can see it because of the contours in the ground. But when the pitch is so flat, you probably, unless you're stood on the pitch playing, you probably wouldn't.
Oh no! Like, so imagine you come out the tunnel. If you head to that goal on the right hand side, come out to the right hand side, you are facing up the hill, and you look.
You feel rapid going towards it.
Yeah,
you're running downhill.
As a goalie, I'm thinking. So straight away, I remember looking up at the hill, thinking my goal kicks aren't going to go anywhere. Yeah. It's like playing a golf shot uphill. You know what I mean? When you play a golf shot uphill, you think this ain't going to go. I've got to hit it so much harder because it is. It's a genuinely massive hill, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. It's like you say, being on the tee box thinking, am I going to clear the water here? Like, that's what the halfway line looks like. It's like it's one of them. Like, thankfully, get used to it a little bit because otherwise,
low driver up the hill. Low kind of
keep it below the trees. Talk to me about some of the players at Newcastle. Then obviously there's huge array of talent, like players absolutely everywhere. Is there anybody that stood out for you? Because there's a couple of players I absolutely love, but I want you to just name a few straight away, and hopefully I'll go.
Well, getting too aggressive.
No, because I do. Like,
name a few. Don't even think about it.
There's something about Newcastle. I think a lot of people actually quite like Newcastle, don't they?
Oh, massively. I think it's the fan base.
Yeah,
they're endearing.
I think it is. It's an endearing club, isn't it?
Yeah, massively.
So yeah, give me a couple standout players for you straight away.
I always remember Isak. I still call him Isaac. Alexander. His first training session, like just signed him obviously for good money, and like you always want to see what a new lad's like. It's you know how it is, and done the shooting session, and like he's nearly took my face off a couple of times.
Serious?
Like he's just. Maybe like no backlift, like rolling through on the angle, and he just absolutely slapped it.
Power,
power,
and he's so skinny as well.
And I was like, don't think that's a fluke. And then we've done like 15 minutes of shooting, and I was like protecting my body, like just worried about my health because he's absolutely pinging it. Like,
this is
left,
right,
and centre.
Nozza's our editor. Nozza is a massive Newcastle fan. I can hear him gasping,
he's
smiling,
purring.
and I love it.
And like I remember walking off thinking, don't think I want to do too many sessions with him.
Not with
do you
him.
know
Let
what I mean?
the other ones do that. Loris, you can do that, mate.
So yeah, it was similar to like when you first go to an England camp, you maybe have like, you know, Kane and Rashford.
Yeah.
And, like you do a shooting drill when you're like third or second in line with them boys, and whoever's putting on the session, it's a bit of a confidence builder for the strikers. Do you know what I mean? So maybe it's a bit close, the balls in are a bit easy, and like you're just getting peppered. Like,
Goal.
It's
not a session for the goalies, basically.
No.
Yeah.
But they tell you beforehand. I
Yeah.
don't know why, because it makes no difference.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, this one's for the strikers, lads. So yeah, do your best. And you're like, here we go.
Talk to me about Joe Linton, because I'm a big fan of Joe Linton. I love him. That sort of player who, he's a big lad, but his work rate and selflessness for the team is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's through the roof. Obviously, player that I wanted to play with when we get here. I think you're interested because he has so much power, so much strength, like ability on the ball. He's kind of got a bit of everything, like proper like midfield general, like forward, backwards, like gives everything for the team. Just great, when you say about having people in the trenches with you, Joel Linton's like top of the list.
Is he really good to go?
Like, if you're injured, he'd carry you on his back 100%.
No
questions asked, you know what I mean?
Do you know why I love it? Because, he obviously got bought for a lot of money, 40-odd mil at the time, and he's supposed to be a striker, and he's not really a striker, is he, really? But he kind of got ridiculed a bit, didn't he, for the price tag? And he's just fully turned it round. I love seeing players that do that. Don't ever come out, say too much about it. They just get their head down and crack on with it. It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, and look at him now. Like the amount of teams that would have him in their midfield or want him in their midfield, it would be nine tenths of the league, maybe more.
It really would be. The turnaround, like you say, Ben, with him kind of playing as a striker it's phenomenal. But we've spoke about it on the podcast before, where you kind of go, why didn't he was 18 when someone switched position? He was like in his mid-20s. How didn't anyone sooner go, no, you just go in there?
It's just things like that in football just happen. Like you don't really think too much about it sometimes. Then like maybe you have one game somewhere and it looks good. Then all of a sudden you're there for there'll be so many stories that start like that. Maybe when you're 15, 12, when I was 12, I scored 100 goals up front, and then I played left back for 2 weeks, and then you're a left back for 20 years. It's mad. Like that's just kind of how football is, I suppose.
Yeah, one player I really want to talk about in terms of like impact, because it's probably fair to say it's rare that a fullback would have such an impact. But like Kieran Trippier coming into the club has just like, I've got a lot to thank him for in my FPL team. Do you know what I mean?
Everybody has. Yeah. Everybody's got him.
But what an impact he's made. It's remarkable.
Top player. Obviously, you say, like, who did you think about when you train? Like, when you first get there, obviously, train with Trips quite a few times. So I knew, like, he was a top player. But then you get to see it kind of day in, day out, kind of week in, week out. And then what he gives you on a Saturday, like what he gives you in the dressing room, I think you can't put a price on someone like that who's had that like level of experience. Played, massive games. And, Champions League finals, World Cup semi-finals, Euros final. He's playing some massive games. So to have him in our dressing room, I think he's, a massive part of us.
All right. What's the future hold for Newcastle then? Top 4 hopefully this season. Champions League next year. Where from there?
It's a good question. I hope the first part you said there is right. Really, I think first
we
and
start
foremost,
from there. Yeah, we hope for that one, then crack on from there.
And then, gotta see what happens. I think. First foray into Champions League football for a few years would be a massive tick off. I think you saw kind of the reaction to get into a final itself, the League Cup, and fans in Trafalgar Square, like inside the ground, like mad. Like the build up to that game was crazy. Like just because it had been so long since a cup final and a chance to win, something. And like the second leg, obviously, to have that at St James's was like unbelievable. Like, and to get over the line, and obviously, Long he scored twice. Like, he's born 5 miles down the road. Like,
nice.
So it's just class, man. Like, and so to be part, like, so say in the future, like Newcastle would do something like Man City have done over the last 15 years, or 10% of it, whatever. To if I could be part of the first team that won the first thing, that would be like, massive.
Thanks everybody for watching. We hope you enjoyed this clip of the Fozcast. If you would like to watch the full episode, it is now available exclusively on Spotify for free.